YouTube. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's pop? What's pop? What's pop? What's pop? Do animals know they exist? I be wondering that sometimes. Like, do you know if you're alive or not? Hello, you feel me? Sometimes animals be acting
Dog lying on
stupid.
a couch
I'm about
somewhere,
to see.
staring at the wall. And if you asked its owner what it's thinking about, they'd probably say something like nothing, or food, or squirrels. But what if
I
that's
wonder.
wrong? What if behind those eyes there's something looking back? What if that dog knows, on some level, that it exists?
Probably
Or,
don't.
and this is the question that should actually keep you up at night, what if it doesn't? What if you are the only kind of thing in the entire universe that knows it's alive? In 1970, a
That's
psychologist named Gordon Gallup Jr. came up with what is still considered the gold standard test for self-awareness in animals. It's called the mirror test. While it's
okay.
unconscious, you put a small mark somewhere on its body. A dot of paint on its forehead, a sticker on its ear. Somewhere it can only see in a mirror, not by looking down. Then you put it in front of a mirror and watch what happens. Most animals see their reflection and think it's another animal. They posture, they bark, they try to scare it off. Eventually they get bored and walk away, never once understanding that the thing they were threatening was themselves. But a handful of animals do something different. They see the mark. They look at the mirror, they look back at themselves, and they reach up and touch the mark on their own body. They understand that the reflection is them. The animals that pass? Chimpanzees, bonobos, orangutans, gorillas, but only occasionally. Dolphins, orca whales, elephants, and one bird, the Eurasian magpie, a
Okay.
crow-sized
I
creature
don't
with
know
a
what the
brain
fuck
the
that
size of your
is.
thumb that apparently knows what it looks like. The animals that fail, dogs,
Cat,
cats,
bunnies,
almost
and
every
horse.
other
I mean
mammal on Earth,
cows.
including, for the first 2 years of their lives, human babies. Now here's where it gets complicated, because a lot of scientists think the mirror test is a terrible way to measure self-awareness. Dogs, for example, live in a world built almost entirely on smell, not sight.
That
Asking a dog
ass,
to
bro. Dogs just be sniffing their way through this world. That's fuck. Dogs that ass be sniffing their way through this world, bro. It's just like, damn. I see how bright that shit is, though. Like, it's not even that close. It's just the UVs in this shit. I think that's better. That's decent. That's decent. Okay. Yeah, dogs just be sniffing their way through this world, bro. I be like, damn. It makes you think like, is dogs really like blonder, like blind, since they like, like, cause like they can list, they can hear, like that, smell like that. So like, they gotta be a little bit blind, right? Cause like how, yeah, I know like senses and shit. Though. I sound like I'm fried. I think I'm naturally. I can't even get the words out. Which I know like dog how to be like if you blind all your other senses heightened. So dogs and like cats. Now I think I heard like cats could see in the dark though. They vision good, but like they gotta be blind if the other senses is heightened. You feel me? Cause they say dog, but I don't know though. Because domesticated dogs, how their senses gonna be higher if they just pets. It's understandable for like wild animals, wild dogs and shit for senses to be higher, like nose to hear shit. You feel me? But like domesticated animals, like how that you feel me? It's like that shit not adding up.
Recognize itself in a mirror might be like asking you to identify yourself from a recording of your own heartbeat. The format of the test is wrong, not the dog. In 2017, a researcher named Alexandra Horowitz modified the test. Instead of a mirror, she gave dogs a scent version, their own urine, altered urine, and completely foreign urine, and watched which one they spent the most time investigating. Dogs spent significantly more time with the altered version of their own scent. They noticed something about themselves had changed. By their own rules, in their own sensory world, dogs may know exactly who they are, but knowing who you are is different from knowing that you are. There's a distinction philosophers have been arguing about for centuries. It's the difference between being a self and knowing you're a self.
Type shit.
Between having experiences and knowing you have experiences.
Type shit.
Playing on iPhone? Now you can play unlocked on PC with Google Play Games.
There's a word for this: metacognition. Thinking about your own thinking. being aware of your own awareness.
Okay.
It's what you're doing right now, actually.
It's like
You're not just
science
reading
class,
these
low key.
words. You know that you're reading these words.
Uh
You
huh.
can zoom out from yourself and observe yourself from the outside.
I
That's
can
the
only,
question.
you know what's
Animal-
crazy? Like I experienced this before. Like I can only zoom out and see myself like real time experiences when I'm asleep, bro. Like I swear, bro, I be sleeping, nigga. My soul out my body. I'm looking at myself sleeping, like I'm like, bro, what the fuck? It like what, bro? But that shit only happened for like y'all know how time is different when y'all like dreaming or like sleep. Time is different. So like what felt like 5 seconds probably was like 50 minutes outside. I started flying places and shit, bro. It was like gang like that. I think it's called astral projection. I don't know, but how would it be astral projection if I'm asleep? I see like shit. Yo, shit get like really like when you really deep thinking, bro. Shit starts like everything becomes a question, bro. Cause it's like how
animals do that?
shit.
And the answer, increasingly, is yes. But it's
I'm about
messier than
to.
anyone expected. In
What's
2007,
what they call it? Hood education. Yeah, I'm about to be part of that motherfucker.
researchers at the University of Georgia
Artist is
ran an
here.
experiment on rhesus monkeys. They gave the monkeys a memory test, and after each question gave them a choice. Take a hard test worth more points, or take an easy test worth fewer. The monkeys consistently chose easier questions when they were uncertain of the answer, harder questions when they felt confident. They weren't just answering questions, they were evaluating how well.
So are we really finna believe that they actually like monkeys actually like was answering these motherfucking questions? I'm starting to think that this nigga is metaphoring as like what? Monkeys doing a test? How can a monkey do a test? You're supposed to test a monkey. They bullshitting right now, right?
Increasingly is yes, but it's messier than anyone expected.
Is this
In
fake?
2007, researchers at the University of Georgia ran an experiment on rhesus monkeys. They gave the
On
monkeys
rhesus
a memory test, and
monkeys?
after each question gave them a choice.
A memory
Take a hard test
test.
worth more points, or take an easy test worth fewer.
So how do we go from monkeys, from animals, knowing that they exist, to them knowing how to read? How would they be able to read hard, more points, easy, few? Like how? Are we serious? Do, do this YouTuber think I'm gonna believe this shit? Like,
The monkeys consistently chose easier questions when they were uncertain.
how would
of
they
the answer.
even know? How
Harder
would they be
questions when they felt confident. They weren't just
confident?
answering
Monkeys
questions,
don't know what
they were
confidence feel
evaluating
like.
How well they knew the answer before they gave
And
it.
what is these
That's
questions? I
metacognition.
ain't know monkeys
That's an
could
animal
speak
thinking about its
English.
own thinking. And it doesn't stop at monkeys. Rats have been shown to opt out of tests they haven't studied for, choosing a smaller guaranteed reward over gambling on a question they're not sure
I don't
about.
believe animals
Pigeons can
taking
report their own
gambles like
memory
this,
failures.
bro.
Dolphins have been observed hesitating before answering, in a way that mirrors human
Hesitating.
uncertainty. These animals aren't just reacting to the world. They're modeling their own internal states. They know when they know something. They know when they don't. But here's what science still can't crack. All of that, the mirror recognition, the metacognition, the self-modeling, it's all behavioral. We can watch what animals do. We cannot get inside what they feel. There's a concept philosophers call qualia, the raw subjective texture of experience, the specific redness of red, the particular pain of a paper cut, the feeling of being you, right now, in this moment. Is there something it feels like to be a dog? Or is the dog just running biological software, processing inputs, producing outputs, with nobody home? The philosopher Thomas Nagel made this famous in a 1974 paper with one of the greatest titles in academic history. What is it like to be a bat? His argument was simple and devastating. Bats navigate by echolocation. They experience the world as a landscape of sound reflections that we literally cannot imagine. And no matter how much we study bat brains and bat behavior, we will never know what it feels like to be one. The inner experience is inaccessible. And if we can't know what it's like to be a bat, how do we know there's anything it's like to be anything other than us? Some scientists think we're massively underestimating animals. In 2012, a group of neuroscientists gathered at Cambridge University and signed what became known as the Cambridge Declaration on Consciousness. Their conclusion: the neurological structures that produce consciousness in humans are not unique to humans. Birds and mammals.
Twix bits are creamy and crunch.
You want to ride the subways, eligible buses, or access a ride for half
I
price?
feel bad for the motherfuckers that's going through this type of shit. From Staten Island to, cause I think they did some with the LIR and shit. I'm seeing TikToks, niggas gotta get up at 3 a.m. Like, gang, y'all niggas better than me, bro. Like, I don't fuck. If that was me, bro, I'm saying fuck college then and there. Honestly, like, y'all niggas gonna have to, like, niggas switching. I'm switching to online after that. Fuck.
You can with fair
There's always some new shit
Impossible
going on,
creatures
bro.
possess
These
the same neural
it needs to be
substrates for
take a
conscious
pause.
ability.
Like, this world really need like a
English,
pause.
The hardware that runs
For
consciousness
like a
in your
cool
brain
2
exists
years.
in their brains too. The lights, they argued, are probably on. Franz de Waal, one of the world's leading primatologists, spent decades watching chimpanzees and argued that the question of whether animals have inner lives was almost backwards. We should be shocked, he said, if they didn't. Evolution doesn't tend to invent something from scratch. Consciousness almost certainly evolved gradually, just like legs, like
Sending
eyes, like
legs.
lungs, which means it probably exists on a spectrum, and we are not at one end of it and everything else at the other. We're all somewhere along the same line. And then there's the one piece of evidence that's hardest to explain away. We're all
So
somewhere
what?
along the
So you telling me we started off as worms, then fishes, then rodents, then dogs, then chimpanzees, and then humans? That's what you're trying to tell me? Yeah,
same
okay.
line. And then there's the one piece of evidence that's hardest to
Bro, why the fuck this shit keep...
explain away. Grief. In 2018, a killer whale named Tahlequah lost her calf. The baby died shortly after birth, and for 17 days, Tahlequah carried the body of her dead calf on her head as she swam. 17 days. Across more than 1,000 miles of ocean.
Why though?
The rest of her pod took turns helping her carry it when she got tired. Scientists called it a tour of grief, the longest recorded in any non-human species, and no one had a clean behavioral explanation for it. It wasn't about survival. It wasn't about feeding. There was no evolutionary advantage to carrying a dead body for over 2 weeks across open ocean.
She had feelings, bro. She
knew
cared
her
for
cat was
it.
gone. She couldn't
Duh.
let go. If that's not the
So they...
behavior of a creature that knows something existed and now doesn't, what is? So,
But it only makes sense for other creatures to know that other things exist if they're around other things. You know? Like, how can you say something don't exist when you're around other shit that does exist? You feel me? So it's like, no way that dinosaurs never existed if I'm around shit like lizards and crocodiles. You know, it's like, how the fuck that makes sense? You feel me?
where does that leave us? The science says, yes, some animals can recognize themselves. Yes, they can think about their own thinking. Yes, they feel something, probably. But the innermost question, the one you actually want answered, does the dog lying on the couch know it's alive? That one we still can't fully reach. Here's what we do know.
I'm pretty sure it's
The more
known
closely
that
we look
dogs
at
is one of the
animals, the more
smartest
the gap
animals on the
narrows.
planet.
Every decade of research closes the distance a little more. Abilities we once thought were uniquely human, language, tool use, culture, mourning, self-recognition, keep turning up in other species. The wall between us and them has been getting shorter for as long as we've been studying them, which raises an uncomfortable question. If we've been wrong this whole time, if animals do exist in some meaningful sense, if there's something it's like to be them, if they feel and grieve and know themselves, then the way we treat them isn't just an ethical question. It's something we've been getting wrong for all of human history. And the only
Hell
reason
yeah,
we
nigga,
got
we've
away
been
with it this
cutting,
long is
chopping,
because we couldn't
killing.
ask them. There's a chimpanzee named Washoe who, in 1966, became the first non-human animal to learn American Sign Language. She learned over 350 signs. She taught some of them to her son. One day, a researcher who had been gone for a long time came back to visit. Washoe hadn't seen her in months. When Washoe saw her, she signed, "Cry." Then she pointed at the researcher's eyes. Cry. She wanted to know why the researcher wasn't crying, why she wasn't as moved as Washoe was. Whether or not Washoe understood her own existence, she understood yours. Maybe that's where it starts.
I think a dog knows it's alive. It just doesn't question why it's alive, driven by instinct and living moments. My cat knows it's being an asshole. What if most animals know they exist, but just aren't smart enough to understand the concept of a mirror? Damn, I never thought of it like that. What if a mirror is just an alternate reality? That's what I used to think. Cause how can a reflection, like, okay, I get water reflection, but like a mirror, not mirror is just different. Cause first of all, it's different kind of mirrors. So it really like lets you think like, damn, is this me or is this just an alternate reality to where mirrors is connections to other dimensions in time? Like you feel it's like daylight, bro. I'm trying to like that shit really get you thinking though. Like that shit really get you thinking. But I'm done thinking, bro. For the government start wrap my shit out. You feel me? Next thing you see, I'm on the news, nigga. Oh, someone so really king on the news. Yeah, da 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 da. You feel me? Like, let me be quiet. Let me stay low key. You feel me? Chill. I ain't trying to get kidnapped or nothing. But that's it for the reaction. I see y'all niggas next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. Andy.